Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Welcome, everyone. How is everybody doing? Trusting that everybody's doing well and everybody's doing all right. People, welcome to the coach's desk. I'm your host, Coach Minzy. Yep.
How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you doing? From your city's place, I know that we are back up and running. We're back in studio, people, and we are so elated to be back in the studios of the coach's desk. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, man. People talk to me. Oh, the thing look. How the thing look? I say no more glitches on the mic stand. Yeah, man. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the coaches desk. Let me check. All right. Sound up and running. Yeah, man. All right. Up and running. People, please remember to like the stream. Yes, man. Like up the stream. Yeah, it's a free and easy way, as Formula would say, to support the channel. Yeah, man, by liking up the stream. You know what I mean? Thanks very much to all the persons who have subscribed to the channel and those who are about to subscribe to the channel. Yeah, man, big up on yourself. Big up on yourself. All right, so yeah, man, trusting that everybody is doing well. All right, so as you can see, the topic Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, sensational season opener, people. Yes, it is a sensational season opener. Go over some more. Let me fix up. So it Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce run was a sensational season opener. You couldn't ask for a better season opener from any athlete, you know? And to see, any athlete come out and run such a time, it is something that needs to be talked about. Yeah. I mean, persons will say that it is fresh cut big up. It is one of those. It is one of those season openers that everybody appreciate. Yeah. Where's the fresh? No glitch. What up? Fresh, talk to me. Talk to fresh. How it look? How it look? All right. So even though it's a fast season opener, we have to take into consideration that this one was done in high altitude. Yeah, this one was done in high altitude. So basically, it is what can I say? in a negative wind, I must add. But if you were to do the mathematics, it will still have a fast season opener, say about 10-7, if it weren't at high altitude. So, when it comes on to being critical, sharing our critical analysis, we know that it's a fast season opener, but at the same time, we have to be fair in our own analysis of what Shelly-Ann did. It's a fast season opener, 1067, but it was done at high altitude, so that possibly will shave off a few seconds. But if you look at it, it's still a fast one, because if you do the calculation, it will come down to about 10-7. Yeah, and that's not far off, because it was 10-67. You know what I mean? So I don't know what is the alabalu about. It was done at high altitude. Yes, we know that. But at the same time, we have to give credit to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce for opening her 100-meter outdoor season in such fine, scintillating form. It was a sensational run. I mean, in the same breath, after doing so well, she had planned something special for the Kenyans. They got it. But in the midst of it, there was a little bit of hurt, because Christine Mboma ended up getting hurt. You know what I mean? She ended up getting hurt. And what happened there is that she sustained a groin injury. A lot of people were rejoicing that Shelly scorched her and all of this. But I mean, when you look at any athlete, you have to, look at you really can't rejoice when someone goes down. You know what I mean? You really can't find it amusing when someone goes down. She sustained a groin injury, and you see that area that you call the groin. It's a very delicate area. A little bit of blood flow goes to that area, so it's not like where other muscles are, and the blood flow is there, so it normally heals a little bit quicker. They don't know what the issue is really in terms of the final issues, because they will have to do a MRI to really sort out this aspect of Christine Mboma to get to the final analysis, if you ask me. Now, with that said, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce showcased how she's such a wonderful individual, and that's why she's loved by many, because she went into that place to look for Christine Mboma, wishing her speedy recovery and all of these things. She showed her support. Many would say Shelly-Ann is a very, very great individual. You know what I mean? So I have to big up Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce on that, what she did. Showing amazing support to Christine Mboma. Okay, you never want to see your competitors down. If you want to win, if you want to compete, you try to compete against the best. Because when you defeat the best, then that simply means you are the best. So we wish Christine Mboma a speedy recovery. Despite what people say, some people don't like her, some people say all manner of things, but she's a human. So definitely we hope that she will have a speedy recovery. Yeah, people. So I'm just gonna go in the comment section now, just to look. just to look on some of the comments that you have been making, you know. So welcome again, everyone. Remember the golden rule: hit the like button, subscribe if you're new over here. You know what I mean? So we have Sam Allen. I guess this was before the stream started, waiting patiently. Sam Allen again said, I also pay my admission fee, which is the thumbs up. All right. Sam Allen, big up yourself. Daryl Richards, big up yourself. Welcome to the show. Toki, big up yourself. Welcome to the show. Michael Gordon, even coach, glad you are home safely. Yeah, man, respect and manners, man. I am happy to. Winston Willocks, hey, coach, big up yourself, Winston. Rico Willow, 10 sevens for an opener is crazy. Absolutely, it is sensational. Mm-hmm. Torrid time with the weather last week in Maryland and Pennsylvania. Both cold and windy, and not the best times from the athletes. Yes, definitely, Michael. Especially in Maryland. Maryland was, trust me, was something else. Mm, mm. It was rough. Trust me. It was rough. Shelly Belly, big up yourself, Shelly Belly. Fresh God, checking in. Big up yourself, Fresh. Yeah, man, big up yourself, Fresh in the building. Comment section. Capo in the building. All right. Richard Samuels, big up yourself. Welcome. Pong Gaming, big up yourself. 10-7 sends a message, and we had -5 headwinds in Jamaica last weekend. Wow, that's hurricane. That's hurricane, Michael. Big up to all the silent deskers and the ladies according to Fresh God. It's SC. Shelly always make me, Jason, and Zion very proud. We definitely couldn't ask some more. Yeah, man. Big up Shelly. No glitches. All right, Fresh God. We said hot, 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 hot chili. Big up yourself. Mm-hmm. Something looks different, but I can't seem to know what it is. All right, actually, now worry yourself, man. Go and figure it out. I the maths, I the algebra, but I don't want it to fail. Actually, coach, what the difference between high altitude and sea level? One you're running thinner air. Yeah, that's just the difference. But there are many theories to it. Some people prefer the high altitude, some don't. You know. But I know that the high altitude has thinner air than sea level. Rico Willow, didn't Fred Curley run at that same meet, high altitude, and only ran 992 for second? Yes, and Ferdinand defeated him. Ferdinand silent the crowd. The Fred Curley favorites. Mm-hmm. Thanks for that reminder, Rico. Yeah, man. All right, Fresh. Big up on that one. So, people, read what is on the screen. Read what is on the screen. Tyreek Taylor, big up yourself. Coach, how severe the injury looks to you? Will she be out for the season? No, I don't think she'll be out for the season. I doubt that she'll be out for the season. She'll be back, man. Her team is saying that she'll get over this as quickly as possible and she'll be back bigger and better. Let me find those comments. Tyreek is saying, I believe she was overstriding to catch Shelly. Yeah, overstriding can cause you to injure a grind for real. Hey coach, long time no comment, but always I watch. Reggae Boyz, World Cup feeler, kill my vibes. Howard Shin, big up yourself, Howard Shin. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Mboma should never have attempted to go after Shelly-Ann in that race. She should have run her own race. Mboma is not a 10-6 100-meter runner. She's at best a 10-8 runner. All right. 48 people, like 18 likes. Oh, people. Wanna like up the stream, no man. 60, 66 people, 64 people. 18 likes. No, so well, come on. Does this mean Shelly will double this year? Not certain, not certain. We're still not sure. You see, when Shelly opened at the meet, I think the Jubilees meet. I asked Shelly when we were at character, when is she open, and she did not know. And from what I heard is that the coach decided just to bring them out. They didn't know that they were going to run. So they knew the night before. So when they are, I guess they are not going to be aware of what they'll be doing. They'll be just training, preparing for anything. Right? That's what I think will happen. Primo, big up yourself. That's what the coach said. What she looks hurt. Yeah. I mean, the groin area is very delicate in a Primo. Very delicate. Like I said earlier, the blood flow to that area is very not enough, like with a hamstring or a quadriceps or gastrocnemius, or any other muscle in the body. So the more blood flow, the quicker the healing. So with that, it might be a little bit cheeky. But if the MRI shows us tear or whatever, with technology, they can simply work on that quickly. It's not going to be an easy one, but trust me. If Mboma link me on Instagram, I can tell her how to get rid of that. I was playing football and I got a groin injury and I used a remedy. But probably this is unconventional, so you never know. What do you think about what Shericka Jackson 11 seconds into a headwind season opener crushing Anthony? So yeah, man. That was I was gonna talk about that, but since you mentioned it, it was a good run, very good run from what you call it Shericka Jackson, very good season opener as well. Not negative 1 point. Yeah, it was a good run, very good run. So we have to factor in Shericka Jackson as well. I have to factor in Shericka Jackson. So good season opener for her. Yep. Then you have Elaine Thompson era running 22.75, just a little bit faster than what Shelly did, 22.79. So yeah, man, there's gonna be a battle royal. There's also Oblique Civil. Oblique Civil ran a very good race as well, 10 seconds flat. So I mean, it seems as if Oblique Civil is getting to that place where he wants to be. You know what I mean? Um, um, yeah, Oblique Civil, good run. So he might be one of those men that come through this season. Coach, are you impressed with Jacko 11 and did Elaine run hard in the 200 meter? No, it never looked like she run hard. Shericka looks impressive, like I said. Shelly 200 look way easier than Elaine. It looks that way, but looks can be deceiving, don't? Mm-hmm. Big up my people over there on Facebook. Big up the Facebook massive. You over there on Facebook, you can also like the video. You can like the video. You can like the video. You can like the video, people. Um, is it me or does Elaine Thompson looks unfit this season? Unfit? Hey, Rico, remember she opened with a 1089, you know. Last year, Elaine never looked so, you know? So I mean, unfit? Nah. I beg to differ where that is concerned. Coach, I have high hope for Oblique. Yeah, man. Oblique is going to do I was gonna say great, but let me speak it. Yeah, he's gonna do great this year. Kevin Hansen, big up yourself. Awesome run. Shericka looked really good, but Shelly was incredible. Yes, can agree with that. Malik Samuels, I think think Shericka can go 10-6. Yes, I think she will go 10-6, Malik. I believe she will. Big up coach, Toughy Rudy, big up yourself. The young sprinters are looking good early. Rumors have it a young lady in the US running 10-5 on time. Hey, listen to me, Toughy Rudy. I know I wanted to do a video on this, but me just kind of leave it alone. But since you mentioned it, me go say it. A young lady in the US running 10-6 in training, but a superstar is running 10-6 as season opener. So we can't talk about what is done in training. We have to talk about what the athlete actually do on the track. So Toughy Rudy and Grave. Shakira is running 10-3 in training. May God help my Jamaican girls. And Graves in training. Listen, most times they run in training, it's on time. So for example, how accurate is that? So what you're gonna do, you have to do some calculations. And when it is done, it is still not accurate. So I'm not worried. Kevin is saying he thinks Shelly will double. Elaine was smiling at about 20 meters to complete her race, as if sought she sought a little mistake in execution. What happened to young Blake? He's okay. Rob Smith, big up yourself. Seem like the feds finally freed the ball. Right there, Rob Smith. Rob Smith, are you a Rob Smith, you know? So you more with that name, you seem like you are the one the feds are looking for. Yeah, but I'm back. Yeah, man, big up. Albert Mirage. I hope Shelly doubles. Her training for the 200 helps her 100-meter top end speed. Elaine is the epitome of that. That is true. Shikari is running 10 threes away from her competitors, running away to hide. You're gonna be having more meets where you see Shakiri pull out. I think they're working on something. I don't know what. Well, let's see how it will work. All right, Rico too hot. Big up for that super chat. I soon put it up. Toughy Rudy, those times for the young lady in the US are all rumors, but our ladies' times are out in the public. No speculation. Absolutely correct there, Toughy Rudy. And Rico too hot. Big up yourself for that super chat. D Burnett is the fastest Jamaican man at 9.99. Yeah, man, we know about D Burnett. Remember, he was at trials, the last trials for the Olympic, you know, but I think he pulled out. He was having some issues. So yeah, he's the fastest right now. Second behind him is Oblique. Come on, come on. We're not going there. We're not going there, Kevin. We're not going there. I mean, hey, wonder if it was a Jamaican if we would have been talking like this. Hmm. But I understand. I mean, people like up the stream. Like up the stream. Mr. Fresh God returning. Hey, Primo Vision. What you say? What the game the name again? The survey says Family Feud. Winston will up. Big up. All right, boss. But Ivan said 10 threes. Survey says that is cap. Hey, I love me some Family Feud. Trust me. Family Feud, nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So we have about 90 odd people on. People, please remember to like the stream. If you're new, you can hit the subscribe button to show your support to the coaches desk. Or you can send a super chat like what Rico Too Hot did. Know what I mean, there's also a phone line you can always call in 1876 474 3538. That's the call in number. And I'll probably soon drop the link so that persons who wants to come on and join us on the panel will be able to do so. All right, Rob Smith said, I hope it's her start they're working on. She comes out the blocks like primary school. Which primary school? Because you have some primary school that needs popping blocks. Yeah, Rob Smith, they're what? Popping blocks. So Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is the darling that she is. You know, she go check out Christine just to see if everything is all right with her and all of that. Yeah. So big up to Shelly. True sports. True sportsmanship, you know. Sam Allen is saying, Coach isn't today a meet in Puerto Rico. Should no, I think it's on the weekend, Sam Allen. It's the Felix Sanchez Invitational. I think it's on the weekend. And tell you what, Javon Francis will be opening his outdoor season there. From what we're hearing is that Javon Francis is being prepared to go personal best season. Um, they have gotten him stronger. His coach, I had a conversation with his coach. They have actually gotten him stronger, working on some stuff to ensure that he doesn't fall through with that serious injury that he had. It was a groin injury as well. So don't take groin injury simple. Can't take it simple. So I hope that they'll do that MRI as quickly as possible on Christine Mboma to ensure that she gets well. Is it Thursday? Okay. Spoke to the coach. I think he said on the weekend. Elaine is running on Thursday in Puerto Rico. Oh, so it's Thursday. Okay. So it's Thursday's the meet. Okay, that's good. It is the best I have seen Shelly's form. Yeah, man. Shelly has been working on it, and her coach is one that believes in the mechanics. Trust me. You want to run fast? It's all about the mechanics. It's all about execution. Francis changes coach, right? Yes, man. Yes, changes coach. Yep. Yeah, man. He's with a new coach. He's not training in Texas anymore. He's training in Maryland, or Baltimore. Christina Jacqueline Williams, welcome. Christina Mboma is definitely needed as to bring out the best in our female athletes on the track. Get well soon. Puerto Rico Classic American Track League on Thursday. Many J athletes competing. Elaine, Natasha, Natalia White, Ansi Parchment, Johan Blake, Akim Blake. Then this one must be a different one from the one on weekend then. Well, it should be the same meet. Why would they have two meets in a week? Should be the same meet. Elaine, welcome Elaine. What's up? Pick up the whole UK. Good night. How are you? Track and field again. Yes, man, track and field there. Shelly, yeah. Elaine and Jack are ready to take on the other athletes. Where is number 8? Oh, 9. All right, Elaine. Doing some superficial thing in training. I guess. Audrey Davis. Maybe Shakari is planning to pull off Karsten Warholm. When last year he set a new world record in his season opener. Coach, what happened to Akeem Bloomfield? Akeem Bloomfield is training well. He has switched camp. He's now with the Tumbleweed Track Club, training under the tutelage of Raina Raider. So, yes, he's training with Christopher Taylor and the likes of DeGrasse and those fellas. So, look out for Akeem Bloomfield. Akeem Bloomfield went through a very tough season, past few seasons. He was actually injured, then he lost his mother, and I guess that those tore his world apart. But he seemed to be up and running again, and definitely will be looking forward to see him compete to make that world championship team. What time you think Elaine might drop at the Puerto Rico meet over the weekend? 10-7. Although Elaine now blow it so early still. She run already. I think she's gonna be conservative. Friday is in England, Jaffa versus Dina Asher Smith. Yes, Elaine will be there as well to Sam Allen. Elaine will be there as well. Doha is in Qatar. Anthony Henry, not England. Somebody said Doha is in Qatar. Somebody said Doha is in England. Nobody said that. Yeah, my people. That's where it is at. But trust me, this season is gonna be a very good season. Very good season. Yeah. Friday is Doha. England is the 21st. Wait a minute. Elaine won't be in England. She'll be in Puerto Rico over the weekend. Shericka will be in England. Elaine will be in England, but not Doha. Mm-hmm. I think I did a video on that. Check it out. So Elaine will be leaving Puerto Rico Thursday to compete Friday. Coach, would you think She making it in. Nah, that's not a good move. I don't know. I don't know. But we're all speculating. I think I saw her on um the UK, the Birmingham Grand Prix, and it should be sometime. Let me check the calendar. I think it's the 13th or it is 14th or it's the 21st. I don't recall. She's not competing Friday. That's according to Joel. All right, but we definitely know. I think I did a video on it on the channel, but I somehow can't recall. Doha is Friday. I know Elaine will be going up against Dina Asher Smith. She'll be going up against Daryl Nita. She'll be going up against Shericka Jackson. Yeah, that's what I know. So, oh, it's Birmingham. Yeah, man. May 21st. Yes, I know. So she's competing in Puerto Rico. No, she not going to back to back like that. Elaine will be in Birmingham May 21. Yes, I remember that for sure. No speculation. She will be in Birmingham, which is the 21st. Yes. What your take on Christella stepping down to the 200 meet with his asthma and the rounds do? You think he's better off focusing on 200, not 400? I mean, I you're talking about Tough Rudy, a man that made the Olympics final last year and ran a personal best over 200 meters. And just to switch events like that, I mean, that's not a wise move. So definitely, I would continue with him in the long sprint, which is a 400 meters. Yeah, that's what I do. The season is going to be shizzle because the US girl, I don't remember her name, is coming as according to Ray's from US. Elaine will be in Birmingham May 21. Friday, Shericka will clash with Dina in England. No, it's not this Friday, Rico. The England meet is next week. That is a big race. Yes, Primo, it is a big one. Birmingham race is next weekend. One talk show host say when you're 35, you're supposed to be slowing down. But Shelly is proving us wrong. And we have to remember, Shelly recently had a child. I said it to a lot of people that it is going to allow her to be a stronger athlete. Because that's what, uh, if I am speaking correctly, I understand that women used to just get pregnant, do the abortion, then go back to training because it helps them. So 35, had a child probably 2, 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Yeah. Or at least seem to be gearing up for the great things this season. A whole lot of medals. Yep. A whole lot of medals there, Jacqueline Williams. Shericka is running the 200 in Doha against Dina, David Thomas, Anthony, so etc. This Friday. Okay. and then she'd run in the one in Birmingham against Gabby, Asher, and Daryl Nita and Elaine Thompson next week in Birmingham. Doha is May 13 and Birmingham is May 21st. Yes, exactly. Shelly looks like she could do 21, go 21 sevens or faster this season, but I doubt she'll compete in the 200 though. Why, Rico? Tony Green, big up yourself. You're so right, coach. What is him reporting? Big up yourself. What is him? All things stronger due to estrogen and the nutrition the body makes. Yep. Hey, people, we are scientists, you know. Matter of fact, your coaches should be a scientist. Know about the body. Hmm. I wonder if our football coaches know about the body. Anyways, Stephen Coley, that was what they did in the former Eastern Germany. Forcible, of course. Okay. Yeah, man, it worked, man. It worked. Is that a scientific fact or is just one of our Jamaican sayings about getting pregnant? No, man, they used to do it, man. They used to do it, to Rudy. A real thing. Because of the production of the boss man, Michael Walker. Tennis versus track and field. Alistair Felix now, baby, and come back and I win medals team, brother. Come on, man. I think Shelly is meticulously putting herself together to defend her title. She's not gonna be running at all limits. Yeah, man. I have not studied medicine, but I did a whole lot of um studies where the body is concerned, the biology, anatomy, physiology, kinesiology, and these things. So exercise physiology. Yep. From she have that baby, she running fast. Near the earlier one a goal after giving birth. Of course. It happens, man. It happens. And the person who try to use the whole Venus or Serena Williams thing, that's not a good example. We are talking track and field. One thing I can't wait for is the trials, coach. It's going to be epic, mouth-watering, 100-meter with so many young ladies going for the top six spot. Yeah, man, it's gonna be tough, man, and it's gonna be exciting as well. They need to change the start line at the opposite side of the track at the National Stadium. Turn those headwinds into tailwinds. No, sir. One they run the right way on the track. Hello, I agree, Rico. No, sir, that I do agree with that. Rico and Nick Roberts, you sound like Americans. That's what they do, you know. They went to a trap meet, not going their way, they turn the line. You start at a different end. None of those girls will peak in the 100-meter. Elaine and Shericka just need to taper to 80%. No, they won't peak, man. They won't peak. Remember, they are not preparing for the trials, you know. The trials is a part of the journey, you know. So, sorry. So some of these athletes go to the trials loaded, or yeah, because June they might be close to well, they want to peak in the championship. They will be having speed though, because it will be a few weeks away from the main event. So they will be in good shape. No need to peak to qualify. Do you think there is a strong possibility that the world record could be broken before Worlds? Maybe at Jamaica Trials, although Shelly might not run in the finals. Nah, don't think it will be broken, but if it does, good one. Natalia White is a dark horse. Brianna better watch out. Uh, Roger Davis, Merlin Natty ran her PB of 10.74 at age 36. 2 weeks away. Charles will be epic. What's happening with Julian Ford? And him run that fast time, them in a 60 meter, them in a see him again. Most famous was Irina Shevchenko, who held the world record 102.4, had two children in the process. I think running against the wind helps them when there is none. So let it be as is. Whatever times Jamaicans run in Kingston, they can replicate that. Exactly. World record not going anywhere unless somebody find Flojo Medicine cabinet. Getting a good window, Primo, it is a possibility, 10.53, 10.54. How far that is away from 49? Not far. There's a link, people. I'll drop the link. You can jump on. None of those girls beating Brianna at nationals. Okay. Fort is probably saving something special for the child. It will happen when we least expect. But he needs a few races in his legs. They just need to show up and run. Oblique civil is going to be 9 point low to 9.8 high mid by the end of the season. By next year, he could be looking at 9.7 sprinter in oblique civil. Maybe I'm being crazy. Let us see. Brianna will be safe. Remember, Shelly most likely will not run in the finals. Top three goals. Shelly already booked her ticket. Okay, future teller, Rico. We need for civil to rush. Trust the process. To just trust the process. Oblique running 9.7. Man, I question that. Excuse me. Of, of what value is the coach? Of what value is the coach athlete's performance? Coach is the one that prepare the athletes. Coach is the one give the instruction. Sometimes the athletes don't achieve because they don't follow the instructions to the T. Especially yeah, all athletes. What y'all think Elaine gonna drop in PR? I've been to Puerto Rico. Wake up. Quasi Willis say, wake up. I'm not sleeping, boss. I'm reading my phone. Prolactin coach is the word you are looking for. If she put her race together, I really think Brianna can go 10-8. Oblique will definitely go under 9-8 this season. Coach, you heard what Gatlin said about Shakira running 10-5 and 10-3 in practice. I hear it, but Oblique keeps improving every time he races. He's in a sort of frame of mind to improve on all aspects of his race. All right, we have Akil Henry joining us.
Good night, Coach's Dex.
Akil,
Come on. You hearing me?
I am not hearing you.
Really? Anybody else can hear me?
Go again.
You can hear me?
Go again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you now.
All right, nice. Okay, thanks. Do you hear me better now?
Yes, I am.
All right, wonderful. Good night again. You know, I think this is my second time on the show, but it's the first time on track and field, talking
Mm-hmm.
about track and field. So I'm a little bit nervous and excited, but we'll move on. Um, so what I think about what happened on the weekend, I am actually impressed by what happened on the weekend. I'm impressed by Shelly because even though a lot of persons talking about its high altitude and so forth, like 10,
Mm-hmm.
6, 7 is still impressive. It's 10, 6, 7 nonetheless. Um, with regards to the world record, to be honest, I hear a lot of persons talking about how the world record is going to be broken this time and so forth. For me, I just want the athletes to just turn up and just run fast, and anything can happen. They can get a good wind, everybody in shape, and so forth. And everything just so for me, ideally, I want the world record to be broken at World Championships, but if it's broken elsewhere, I don't mind.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Regarding our athletes, to be honest, it's very hard to gauge early season because it's like you have to treat early season as it is. Because, like for example, Shericka ran 11 seconds flat um, last weekend, but last year in June, Shericka was running 11:04 prior to the championships, and then when she came at the championships, she ran 10:09, then 10:77, then 10:08. So it's really hard to gauge. But something she said something very interesting that really just settles everything. And that she said that she made it very abundantly clear that she's a 100 and 200 meter sprinter. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man. I to be honest, I understand that's where she go. That's where her, that's her and her coaching staff decision. But I would have really loved to see her in the 400. I really think that she has the speed, or she has a foundation to run 47 in the 400 meters.
Mm-hmm.
Um, However, it is what it is. That's the 100 and the 200 is where the money is at. So, you know, I won't. I don't like to bash athletes. So I won't. Even though I'm disappointed, I'm not gonna give her a hard knock for that decision.
Who is that?
Sharika, man.
For to run in the 11-0?
No, no, no. I'm talking about to focus solely on the 100 and 200.
Oh, you wanted to be running the 4?
Yeah, man. Like, remember, I just said that I think she can run 47. because when I did the research, Marita Koch, she ran 1081, 2171, and 4760. Shericka is running 1076, 2281 on very tired legs. And, yes, she ran her personal best of 494 in 2019, but she has gotten a lot faster since then. So I really do think that, in my mind, I really do think that Shericka could have possibly run 47. However, the good thing about her being a quarter miler, is that, she, just like Alison Felix, I think the quarter mile can give her an opportunity to extend her career. You know, if it is
Okay.
that, yeah, if it is that she wants to go back to the 400, because that's what, because the quarter mile is really what is extending Alison's career right now. Another thing I
Okay.
want to speak to is that a lot of people are talking about, a lot of people are speaking to Shelly-Ann's longevity and how is that she's at 35 and running so fast. But I think I want persons to understand that Shelly for from 2008 or 2007 right up to 2000 and about 12, Shelly was only doing the 100 meters. I think 2012 when she started running the 200 meters. So she from 2007 to 20 up to about 2011 she was doing 100 meters. So she didn't have a lot of mileage on her legs at that time. And then she did the double in 2012, did the double in 2013, but then in 2015 she ran only the 100 meters at Worlds. So when you really think about it, it makes sense. It makes sense for Shelly to have such a long career, considering that she doesn't double as frequently as other athletes.
Mm-hmm. But you made a point about the 400 would give more longevity.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a more grueling event, you know, so I can't agree with you on that.
Well, it's a grueling event, but her body is used to it.
Remember, she used to do the sprint before she switched to 400, you know.
And no, no. Well, in high school, she did both the 400 and the 200.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I remember her PB in high school was, I think, 51, high 51s. So she
And,
was
and
doing the
and hold on,
400.
people, I want you to get this straight, you know. The 400 meters are sprint, you know.
Yeah, it is a sprint.
So it's the sprints are from 1 to 4, and you know the hurdle is the relays. So
I actually have an argument on that,
what
because
argument you
very
have on that? Let us discuss it.
because you thing about is that if you consider the 800 meters, the 800 meters is run under 2 minutes, and if you think about the whole you know anaerobic versus aerobic exercises, um, under 2 minutes would still be under 2 minutes will still be in aerobic territory.
Under two
Oh,
minutes.
sorry, under 2 minutes will still be under anaerobic territory. So that's why, for that reason, I would make an argument that the 800 meters,
Is it in the territory or it
it's within the territory
within
of.
the territory or it's
Uh,
in the territory? Because you can't say within the territory and it's not in the territory. You
no
have
man,
to be specific.
it's in the territory of
But
anaerobic.
800 is middle distance. It is not long distance.
I know it's middle distance, but my argument is that anaerobic exercises, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not it's normally the I think it's normally within 2 minutes.
No, I don't think they use minutes.
It don't
Well,
use
I'm not.
minutes.
Well, I'm not too afraid with the minutes section of it, but I mean,
Well, I could be wrong, but
from
it's
what
two
I know is
minutes.
that over a certain distance, that's when the aerobics, because once you're running that long, then aerobic energy is needed.
Mm-hmm.
Anaerobic is quick over a short distance.
Okay.
In the 400, it's a combination of speed and speed endurance, right? Which still tap into the anaerobic.
Mm. It it is. However, I, Well, I don't want to make a statement on something I don't remember. But while I was studying biochemistry at UWI,
Mm-hmm.
I I remembered seeing having to came across an information where anaerobic exercises were within 2 minutes. So after 2 minutes, 2 minutes onwards, we'll go into a more aerobic respiration. But between, you know 2 minutes, it was anaerobic, right? So 800 meters for both male and both men and women is run under 2 minutes at the world class level. So that's why I was making an argument that the 800-meter on that in that perspective could be considered a sprint, but that is just from a regular track and field fan.
That could be something with that can we can discuss that can but I will go back to my
No problem, man.
previous knowledge of it and to find out. So because
Mm-hmm.
we don't have the facts, but I'm talking from what I know,
Mm-hmm.
and you're talking from what you know but can't remember. So
Yeah,
we
man.
are not really definitively stating it clearly. So I'm going to do some more reading or go back to some notes and to see if that is so.
And if you really think about it as well, even though it's middle distance, the 800 meters still includes, if it's especially if it's run at a world class level, it still includes a lot of speed endurance. Um,
800
yeah, the 800.
speed endurance.
Yeah, man. If it's
Not,
run at a world class level, you don't think so?
no.
Why?
They do a lot of pace running. They do a lot of endurance running. But speed is done. But I don't think the base is speed endurance. Unless you have persons who have different programs still.
That's true.
I really can't.
Because for example, like even the 400-meter hurdles, most per like my understanding is that most times the persons who did normally challenge to run the 400-meter hurdles are persons who would have done 800 meters. Because Rhonda White, she was an 800-meter runner before she converted to the hurdles. Same with
It's the same energy system you tap into.
mhm. That's why
Uh,
it makes a question why it couldn't be considered a sprint.
but what is the energy system for the 800?
What is it? Energy system for 800,
It's not
but
the anaerobic.
it's not anaerobic.
No, it's more aerobic than anaerobic.
Why would it be more aerobic?
Because I mean, when you look at it, if you're running an 800 meters, can all right, it in a simple way, I would say running a 100 meter, you can you take the oxygen intake
Mm-hmm.
is less, hence the reason it is anaerobic. For
Mm-hmm.
the aerobic, you're running for the 800, you're running for so long, there's gonna be a required amount of oxygen that you're gonna need to intake while running that long.
Understood. Yes, I'm starting to remember. So when it comes when they're yeah, so when I was doing biochemistry, when they were
Mm-hmm.
describing the various energy what do you know? Like the
Energy
ATP and
system.
stuff for energy system. So
Mm-hmm.
like for seconds you'll be working with creatinine, and then you would have ATP anaerobic, that is
Mm-hmm.
from to 2 minutes, and then after 2 minutes you have aerobic respiration. And as I said before, in order to be successful at the 800, you have to be able to run under the 2 minutes for both man and woman. So you would utilize an anaerobic energy system. I hope I'm not here to bore people here.
Hope you're not
I,
what?
I'm not here to bore people
No, man.
on the
Well, I
stream.
don't know if Pierces are bored. I'm enjoying the conversation
Okay.
because it's just basically taking me back to some of the stuff that I studied.
Yeah, man.
So I mean, like I said, I'll have to delve back into some of those readings to 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 see where that description that you're saying. And I'm not saying that you're wrong, but just to
Mhm.
clarify.
Um, Another thing as well.
Hmm.
Regarding Mboma, I'm a little bit disappointed.
Regarding
That she,
who?
Mboma,
Hmm.
I'm disappointed that she got injured. It is what it is, a part of the sport. Um, Especially the type of injury that she sustained. Um, but I want to ask you. I want to ask a question. Considering her support, considering her advantage, with her natural condition that she has, do
Hmm.
you think that it's a possibility that recovery could be a lot tougher when compared to a normal athlete, normal female athlete?
Repeat.
Given her advantage, is it possible that recovery from that injury that she sustained could be a lot tougher in comparison to a female with normal testosterone levels?
So
Or
so the question is that because of her as a female with her height, testosterone level, she's gonna have difficulty in terms of her recovery.
Mhm.
That's what
especially if
you're
it's a
saying.
yeah, especially if it's a muscle injury.
Um, it's a groin. Is there a
Well,
lot of muscle? When we are talking about the groin, you heard me.
yeah, I hear you, man. I'm thinking.
You're thinking,
Um,
okay,
yes.
because the groin area, I don't know if there's a lot of muscle there or the end of the muscle where the attachment is, or it is a case where because normally when you have groin injury, it takes a while. Yes, both males
Mm-hmm.
and females, depending
Mm-hmm.
on how you treat it, it can be very nagging, right? What they say is that a lot of blood flow
Mm-hmm.
is not there at that particular area, so
Mm-hmm.
it tends to slow down the healing process.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Understood.
I'm not certain if it affects gender in itself.
Okay. Understood. It's
And
something I was thinking about
uh-huh.
because it's something I was thinking about. Oh yeah, I want to ask this question. Does higher testosterone levels have influence like recovering from injury? Like for example, we're doing a male to female comparison.
I didn't hear. I
It's,
was a
it's a,
little bit distracted.
no
Sorry about that.
problem. In terms of in terms of the scientific data that you are aware of, is
Hmm.
there a correlation between recovery, like recovery time, and testosterone levels? So, for example, we're comparing male to female now. It's a case where females um, recover better or recover in a shorter time from these injuries in comparison to males.
I've never, that it's a very good question, but I've never done a research to see if there's data out there to prove that. But I'm gonna plug that as
Mm-hmm.
one of the research that I can actually do.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Mm.
Welcome my opinion. It's very interesting that you say that.
Good night. Good night.
Good
Good night,
night.
sir. Welcome to the show. It's very interesting that you say that. So the lead is that do females recover more rapidly than males? That's something we can look into. I'm gonna jot it down. I like to do research. And what would be the effect? What would cause the female to
The,
heal quicker than the
the
male?
testosterone levels, man.
Testosterone level. Okay.
Yeah. If there's a correlation with recovery time.
Oh, so hence the reason you asked the question about Mboma's
Mboma, yes.
speedy recovery. Mm.
Hmm. And then another question I want to ask as well is that even though when it comes down to DSD athletes, it's a very tricky topic because I think the DSD the DSD athletes challenge the overall question, or this overarching question when it comes on the track and field. How much how much do you place how much emphasis do you place on talent? If you get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. You know, yes, she have this advantage, but could it be
But
that she
let me stop you there,
talent?
Akil.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that some of the females that are doing way better than the other females, they have a higher testosterone than the others?
If they have a higher testosterone,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Not as high as a Mboma,
mm-hmm.
but they have higher than the other quote unquote regular females.
uh, not necessarily.
Because that could be a factor as well, because when
Yes.
you look at some females, I'm not gonna be calling any name,
Mm-hmm.
they look masculine. Is that a result of the weights program, or is it a result of high testosterone level?
Because yeah, it's a question you have to ask as well because um, you can't. I really don't expect women who do track and field at a very high level to have normal testosterone level. But I understand the whole case of the DSD athletes having more than what is considered to be standard. My issue when it comes down to DSD athletes, for example, Miss Semenya, well,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Semenya, her personal best in the 800, I think she ran 1 minute 54. 1 minute 54 is still a good distance away from the world record of 1 minute
Mm-hmm.
53, right? And now you have a thing Mu, who is if they were to compete with each other, I think Mu would probably rub shoulder with Semenya,
Mm-hmm.
right? You compare a Mu with a Mboma. Mboma ran Mboma ran 21:78 in the 200. Mu ran 1 minute 55:05 in the 800 meters.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was more impressive?
You
That's a
tell me.
question.
You
That's
tell
a
us.
question. I think they're equally impressive because the thing is, the only reason, I think Mu time isn't as legendary because of Palima Jalima of Kenya, because she has the world junior record at 1 minute 54, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about a 19-year-old running 1 minute 55, right? And you have a I think 18, 17, 18 year old. She was 18-year-old when the Olympics took place, running 21:78. I think they were equally impressive.
Okay.
And then another thing as well is that the quest also night and running 19:4 recently. And so people are willing to appreciate the times run by other athletes. When it comes down to Mboma, oh, it's her advantage versus her just being naturally raw talent.
Mm-hmm.
So that is just my case when it comes down to Mboma. Because the truth is, IAAF, the IAAF, and I can see that the dilemma that IAAF are currently in, there's not enough data
Yeah, the
to
data is
support the
limited.
claim that
And
they could.
remember, they are world athletics now.
World athletics. Sorry about that. I always mix it up. There's not enough data to support the claim that these athletes do have an advantage. So what the IAAF have to do, the IAAF what they would have to do is that they would have to allow these athletes to compete to generate the necessary data. But if you look at the 200, and the 100 right is really Mboma really running fast. Mussolini is running fast, but Mussolini, if you look at Mussolini's time that she did at the under 20s last year in Nairobi, Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
her time would have been equal to someone like a Alison Felix, who was an Olympic silver medalist at 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 17, 18 years old. So it still doesn't justify that they have an advantage over everybody else when they're doing basically the same things that other legendary athletes would have
Would
been
have
doing
done at an earlier time.
at an earlier time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my take on this whole situation.
It makes sense. It makes sense. But a lot of people still won't agree with you. My opinion.
Yes,
You've
I'm
been
here.
sitting there patiently waiting. What say you?
No, I'm actually listening because I'm not so au fait as the other person there who has all the information about the technicalities of those stuff. I'm just a big fan of track and field. That's all. But I had a burning question in terms. I think he spoke on the topic of Mboma and how. I just want to ask: do you think that they're pushing her too much?
Who is that? Mboma?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, she has raced. She has run a lot of races, in when you look at it, and they're yeah, she has run a lot of races. Um, I mean, each coach will tell you that they are working on something, they are looking at something. So to say that they are pushing it too much, then every coach has different objectives as they go through the season. So I will never tell a coach that he's running his athlete too much. Probably after the season, if you have a conversation, you can say it. But you don't know the objective that they are really looking at. But from
I
our
so
eyes as
interesting.
Jamaicans, and we kind of know the thing differently, we might say that.
I think she's
Because
been sorry,
go
brother.
ahead, go ahead.
I think she's been run. I think she's running quite a lot. And to be honest, if it wasn't for the injury, I am telling you, I would not be surprised if Mboma ran Worlds, Commonwealth, and World Juniors. I wouldn't be surprised. Um,
I hear talks Auburn of her running a world under 20, but she
yeah,
need to stay her yard and don't go there. So.
I wouldn't be surprised because it's the thing. Like for Namibia, they are the prized position in Namibia never had a great athlete ever since
Frankie.
Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
know that they have, Mboma and Mussolini, it's like they are precious. Another thing as well is that, and it really hurts my heart because I hear a lot of athletes talk about it. Nike's stronghold on track and field. And the truth is, because of the region where not because of where Namibia would have been and how young Mboma is, she's probably not getting as much pay as um, persons here over the west. So because
Mm-hmm.
of that, now she has to be running
Running
consistently in
right.
order to
So you
make the
see, it's
money.
different objective again. It could be about because she's young and she's not making a lot. She has to do this in order to, get some funds in. So you're right on that,
Yeah, man.
Akil.
So she has to be running in order to make her money. And then another thing as well, which is a little bit sad. Well, not sad, but it's something that should be looked into. Is that her coach is also her agent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and even though that's something that the Namibians wouldn't look into closely, um, it's something to be concerned about because there is a conflict of interest there. How do you balance the coach in you versus the agent? And I've and I remember last year while when I was watching all of Mboma's races, it was very clear to me that this girl was just running like she loves to run.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she is going off pure talent, and I really hope that I really two things. I really hope that she gets better coaching by her coach actually improving in his craft, or she goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you with the fact that she seemed to be a person that loved running. And as you notice, her form to me is not really the best.
Mm-hmm. And
But
that will cause injury as well. So, well, for some persons. Not
yeah,
gonna
for
say
some
that is the
person,
reason why she got injured. Let me not say that.
yeah, for some person, right? And I don't really, I think that if she can like get her form down pat, she can even be much better at at a different at the different speeds that she's running. Because I think if she was running a better form and she didn't, that's just me thinking, and she didn't get injured, she might have beaten Shelly.
I actually
because
disagree with that, but continue.
because looking at her form, I was watching and looking at her form, you see that she just running like, with her not having the like the perfect or the strides going together with her arm swinging and going up and stuff and so like that. And like I said, if she gets that down pat and she's already running good in terms of natural talent, like I say, if she had that, I think she could have beaten Shelly. That's just my opinion.
Understood. My opinion is that she would have fell on her face because the pace at which Shelley was running, even if she never sustained an injury, and I've seen Mboma's 100-meter races prior to this, she would have
Hmm.
fell flat out on that track. The pace was just too much for her. She would have fell, should have fell in that 100 meters.
So you're saying any which way, whether she had had the good form or whatever, she would have fallen out.
It should have fell. Because
Okay.
if you look at I remember watching Mboma's race when she ran that 11:03, and Mboma was literally reaching for the finish line. She was literally reaching for the finish line when she ran 11:03. And even though she was and the thing about that, even though and the pace at which Shelley was going, the pace at which in which Shelley was going, it was too much for her. I'm telling you, she would have fell flat on her face if she had completed that race.
All right. I mean, I
I
kind of
mean, when you look at hold on there, my opinion, you're gonna go after.
okay.
When
Mm.
you look at I'm sorry for turning off the camera. I'll turn on soon. When you look at athletes competing, the technical ability of the athlete is very, very important. It plays a very integral part in them running fast. Very integral part. So if an athlete has a poor form, they might run fast to a particular point, and they constantly they probably shave off a point, a point there and a point there. But when you're talking about real speed, technical ability is very important. So I know that Marceline Mboma is very talented, but she needs a coach that will actually uh, place some emphasis on her technical ability. It might take a while for her to get certain things. I mean, but exhaust all possible options to ensure that she runs
Right.
faster, because her strength alone, her talent alone will take her to a particular point. But trust me, she needs to clean up that form.
Right.
Go ahead, my
I,
opinion.
I agree. I agree with you in that in order to maximize her true potentiality in terms of running faster. Because as you're saying, if she probably as I hinted earlier, if she probably would have had a better form, she would have had the control to, and as we understand and how the mechanics goes with that is that when the person has a good form, you don't really have to stress yourself out. It's just taking your time and then executing. And as you can see, when you check her and she's running, you can see how she uses all the muscle in her body to actually push herself. And it sometimes you see that she's not really relaxed. And if you look at some other um, athletes, when they have control and they relax, you can actually tell in their face. They're not even, you don't see them stressing themselves out. You notice that. You know, the strides, the face, the neck. For example, if you look at let me say, what's her name from Ivory Coast? The lady that ran
Ahoy.
very. Pardon?
Tall,
Tam Talu.
tall,
Well,
Talu,
yeah.
okay.
if you look at her, she's always like she has a good form, but I don't know what happens, but you always see how she uses every muscle in her body, and you can see the stress when she's running. And I think if she could have been able to control that in some way or the other, she could have gotten many gold medals.
That's why the form is important, because it also aids muscle relaxation, um,
Yes.
and all of these things. And when the muscle is relaxed, a lot of oxygen goes to the muscle, so it be able to perform to the optimal. You know what I mean? So yeah, the form is very critical.
May may
Go
I
ahead.
ask which many gold medals should have won? Because the last time I checked, she lost to Elaine in 2016. We ran 10.71. She
Okay,
lost to
why I say that? Let me tell you why I say that. Because even though that she has been consistent, although she hasn't been winning gold medals, but she has been consistent. And checking her consistency, if she had like a better form and better to me in terms of understanding the whole thing of being more controlled in her strides and centralizing on herself and not the other competitors, because it seems to me she has this thing like I see it sometimes with Brianna Williams, and I also see it
Mhm.
with Bromel, in terms that they are good runners, but when they're lined up against certain people, they tend to just like wither or crumble. And when they're in other settings with other
That
people,
might be a
well,
psychological aspect of
Yeah, that's
of,
a
of
side.
their game.
and I think I think that's what's happening to the lady from Ivory Coast.
Well, my thing is that when it comes on to Talu, is that I think it's just the sheer excitement of running 10.7. The sheer excitement of running 10.7, her body going to levels that she never that she probably, because you saw how she when she ran at 10.7 in that first one, you saw how excited
The
she
heat, yes.
was. Versus you know versus you know persons like Shelly and Alien, who are used to running in 10.7s and know how to manage their runs. When it comes down to Shericka now, Shericka, her management of the runs came down to better coaching, in my opinion. Because, as you saw the race unfold, Talu just never had enough. She never had enough to keep up. And even if she was running at a more relaxed stage, I think she'd have still missed out on a medal. I think the Jamaican girls were that good in that race.
May I say this though?
Go
Hmm.
Let
ahead.
us look at Shericka Jackson. She was coming from the 400. She as coming from the 400 meters. When it comes down to her sharpness from the blocks, it's not really there. Don't you think that her run management would have been a little bit more tougher than the others? Because if she's not getting out the blocks as quickly as the others, she's going to have to be running fast to catch up with them.
Well, as I said before, I think that is where the coaching comes in because she has a very good coach. She would have she well, and not only just coach, she'd have a very good team around her, to help her in terms of her round management. And remember, we saw, that she made a mistake in the 200, and she didn't get to do as well
In
as in
total.
the 200
Uh-huh.
as much as she'd have wanted to. But I think why she was able to do as well as she did in comparison to Talu, considering that she would have run 1077 before Talu, I think it's just, it comes down to better coaching.
I was checking something the other day, and I hear some experts are saying that when a person is running and they're coming out of the blocks, the longer they take to bring their bodies up affects the race. Is What's your take on that?
Repeat.
They say, okay, some expert people who have offered their opinion on the net are saying that the longer athletes take when they're coming out of the blocks to raise their head affects a lot the end of the race.
What I think about that?
What's your take on that?
Well, generally speaking, that is the case. However, there's always exceptions to the rule.
Because I've seen people who might have had their heads down and yet still they end up winning the race. But it seems to be like it is now being considered like a general thing that what really affects the athletes is that they're taking too long sometimes to bring their heads up, and while they have their heads down, the others are actually advancing. I don't know if that is really something true or
That's
not.
why it is important to have a measured race. The dry phase is the acceleration phase. That's where you get out the blocks as quickly as possible, get into your running, so that you'll be able to. Uh, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
Okay.
Okay.
No, no, yes, I'm hearing you
So
again.
that you'll be able to, get into the because you can't run 100 meters, meaning you can't just get out the blocks and, from a technical standpoint, just start straighten up and run. The dry phase takes you through that aspect of accelerating. You stay low, you hit the ground hard, then you gradually lift into the whole aspect of the race. If you decide to not have it measure and have it longer than stipulated, it can cost you the race. But if you're
I,
like better than the field, it might be a different scenario.
I was
Whereas,
sorry, coach, but
uh-huh.
I was watching the race the other day with the the African dude. What's his name? Omen, whatever. I can't remember his name, but um, he and I was watching Fred Curley, and really, when I actually looked at Fred, he had his head down for a very long time, and I'm wondering if that is what causing him to not be as successful that he can as he can be. If you go back and check some of his races, you notice to me he keeps his head down for a very long time. So that when you
I,
watch the other athletes, they will be up and he's still with his head down.
I watched the race and it seems as if they were closely bunched or matched. The guy just pulled away from him. And for me, I probably have to watch it again. I didn't see any issue
Okay.
with his dry face execution that we say because he had his head, he was in his dry phase for too long, then it cost him the race. No, I didn't see that, but it is something that I might have to look back on.
Okay.
The origin, and you use a dry phase in different stages based on the age group you're dealing with. Probably
Okay.
smaller children, you probably tell them between 15 to 20, then you gradually increase 20 to 25. But standard is between 30 to 35 meters in terms of holding a dry phase. It is a part, I think this was made popular by Maurice Green, this whole dry phase is pretty running,
Mm-hmm.
and people really saw that it had an effect. So hence this dry phase thing came about. Because before that, people used to just get up and run. But like I said earlier, you can't be running a race just for 100 meters. And that's where the experts came in, the coaches, they learned some things and they put the races into phases. You understand?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying something, Akil?
No, man, I was just agreeing with you.
Okay. All right, let
Um,
me get some of the comments in the comment section. So
sure.
like my voice is actually going.
Okay.
Elaine keeps her head down for 50 meters, then the other 50 is all top end speed. No, I don't think she drive phase for 50 meters. That no, if you drive phase for 50 meters, that can consider race. Nah, you can't. If you drive for 50 meters, you have to be way better than the field. And with these ladies, couple ladies, Elaine can't try that. Joel, it is definitely more than 35 meters. It's about 45. Elaine does not keep her drive phase for 50 meters. She goes 30 to 35. She never said it out of her mouth. Okay. Just reading some comment. Definitely not 50 meters. I certainly don't know an athlete that will go 50 meters. Um, it definitely seems like more than 35. Seems, but it is not. All right. Plus twist, Shelly was able to beat Elaine in Lausanne last year after extending her drive phase, like Elaine does, as opposed to when she had a shorter drive phase. Yeah, man, the drive phase is important, but again, it has to be in a particular area. We always tell the athletes to trust the technique, meaning get the drive phase in the allotted meter that we will instruct them, and then they do what they have to do after. You know what I mean? Most times if an athlete does not do his or her dry phase, they have to be better than the field. Trust me. If you run that 100 meters, it's gonna be, because when you reach about 60 meters, you're at full speed, It's basically maintenance that will take you home, And then you start to decelerate. When you start to decelerate, this is where some people talk about the top end speed. What
Mm-hmm.
that really means
Yes,
is
I
that
was about to say that. Go
the
ahead.
top end speed is basically Elaine Thompson having a slower deceleration rate than the others. So when they reach top end speed, they decelerate quicker than her.
Mm-hmm.
So when she reaches
Okay.
her top end speed, her
It seems
60
like she's
meter
still
going into the
keeping the momentum.
maintenance. Say that again?
No, I'm saying when she reached her stage of decelerating, it seems as though she's keeping her momentum, or it's not changing.
Yes, man. And that's what I'm saying. It's at 60, you really can't run faster at 60 meter. It's just maintain,
Mm-hmm.
and then your speed endurance will chip in. That will allow your deceleration rate to be slow. And that is what Elaine has over them. She has a very good speed endurance. And that's what
She
we call
does.
the top end speed. Same thing for Bolt and other athletes who does very well at their over distance.
But you know, come World Championships this summer, um, hopefully persons who expect to be there will be there and be there of reasonable health. But I'm telling you, somebody got ball. Somebody is gonna take that L tough because I don't think you guys recognize it, but literally, we're talking about 5 to 6 women who are of serious caliber competing for 3 medals.
Mm-hmm.
And only two of those and only one of those medals, either of those 6 women will be satisfied with, and that's gold. Somebody,
Yep.
some people are gonna ball
Yeah, man, that's true.
because I heard Shericka very clear when she did her interview. She said it herself. She is training to win the world title in the 100 and 200. She made
So
that
you know, she
very
put in
clear.
some.
She knows that she have put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And some hard work she put in.
Hard work she have put in. Shelly nah back down without a fight.
She's not
Elaine
she's not backing down.
she never backing down. Elaine, people are saying that because Elaine made the switch and so forth, but even then, Elaine, I hope Elaine is as smart as I believe she is.
Let me tell you something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speaker. I Elaine to me is not the type of person who wants to always be like, gloating or showing that she can. She have that confidence and she just try to just execute. So what I think worked for her is she not trying to overdo,
I agree.
and it works for her. And I think it's what helps her to like to maintain that posture, so that you don't see that she wins and okay then yeah I win, okay I celebrate and then I move on. But then again I'm waiting for the next opportunity again. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
go ahead.
No, I continue.
Okay, for example, you see a person like, not trying to make a comparison per se, but look at Bolt. Bolt was this type of person that he's going to show you, and he does it in many different ways to show you that hey, I'm the top man, I'm the person to beat. You know what I mean? And he throws it out all the time. But then that was just his way of I think is his way of just showing or coping or trying to find that place where that he feels that okay. Some people may think that he's like maybe boastful or whatever at the time when he used to do the stuff he would do, but I think he uses that to go into his comfort level, a comfort area to show that, like, if you notice when he made a comment and said that I think it was Shelly-Ann, she would need to be more open and be more whatever to to be noticed, so to speak. And that he was just speaking about his form and the way he does his thing to actually grab the crowd and so on. I mean, if you notice, Elaine doesn't do that. She just executes her race and that's it. She celebrates and then she is poised and ready for the next race.
Man,
Yeah, man. People, please, if you have not hit that like button, we encourage you to hit that like button on the stream. Hit the like button, people. We are at what, 84 likes. Let us reach 100 likes or over 100 likes on this video. Ready, set, go. All right, let me check out some more of the comments in the comment section. I have to keep these people into the mix. Let me start at
Okay.
Stano Witter. Talu's doing weights this season. She could very well beat Shericka. What is even scarier? It's second season doing the 100 and 200. Yep, that's if she wins. None of the Jamaican women float. What does he even mean? Oh, BI is strong. He's getting some typographical error. I think he said that great. And what does he even really mean? Um, Weights will not help Talou. Yes, they will. Omblit call. Albert says Shelly-Ann does not lose at World Championship, and that's all I'll say. What a thing if she that happens. Um, Shericka is hungry for an individual gold, as is Elaine and Mommy Rocket is a force. Fireworks in Eugene if all remains healthy. If Brianna does not drop at least I-10-8 next season, she should leave Auto. Right, but we knew Shewa gonna be special from that. She's gonna come in. I don't know who's that. She ran 10-7 two times with without weights. Brenna has shown hardly any progress since 2017. That's not true.
Yeah, that's
That's
not
not
true. I
true.
disagree with
That's
that.
not true.
That's not
I
true.
agree. It's
With
not true.
I disagree.
Brenna has been
Oh, as in I agree to
progressing
that.
nicely,
I agree as well.
so that's not true. I mean, people, it's easy to follow that, because in track and field, on the track, the clock is the master, and in the field, you have the tape. So whether you go vertical or horizontal, or you throw, then the tape works there. So I don't agree. I don't agree. And if you want to go, just go and research it and see the
Yeah,
progress
man.
that she has been making over that period of time.
But to further as I talk about the earlier point, sorry. And when you look at Shakiri, there are a lot of rumors, a lot of speculations about her. But I saw her Twitter post. She made it very clear that if she doesn't say anything about her meat, don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be very honest. When the Kenya meat dropped, they announced her name, but I did not see anything where she confirmed that she was gonna be at that meet. I don't see a like. I don't see a retweet. I saw nothing from her. So to say that she pulled out of a meet that she didn't even confirm for to begin with, that is something that people need to take seriously. As it relates to Shakiri now.
But hold on before you go any further, Akil.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a start list and then the name was removed. Whose name should have been there?
I'm not sure. But as I said before, she made it very clear on her tweet. If she doesn't post it or she
Okay.
doesn't say it, don't believe it.
Something is wrong though.
Because why I said that? Because I think I don't know if it was the Observer or Nationwide or one of those news entities said something. They said something about her withdrawing the meet, and it was very disrespectful. It was very disrespectful, and I, you know, and it was, into my opinion, lazy journalism because
Okay.
the statements were made about her pulling out of a meet that she didn't even confirm before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, regarding Shakiri now, irrespective of what other persons say about her, this is a serious season for her. Like, I don't think you guys understand like the emotional trauma that this girl would go through if she was to come in Oregon, run 10-6 and not get a medal.
Hmm. Wow.
That would knock anybody out. And we're and we don't even know where our loyalty lies with regards to track and field per se. That's still up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
But just the fact that if she comes and runs 10-6 and not get a medal, like that would rub any woman the wrong way. So she's coming all out. Someone who is coming all out again, Dina Asher Smith. Like she has been forgotten. Like I can't believe how people just quickly forgotten Dina Asher Smith. I'm talking about the layman track and field fan. Like Dina Asher Smith has something to prove. She had a 10-7 in her last season. Unfortunately, she suffered the injury. Didn't get to run 10-7. But if she has a good year this year, she's running 10-7.
But you notice this usually happens because the same thing happened with Elaine. When Elaine got injured, people like started believing that hey, she's not going to come back.
Which I disagree with because
You know?
Mhm.
Go
Continue,
ahead.
continue.
No, you go ahead.
All right, which I disagreed with because um I disagreed with because one thing when it comes on to individuals who have won before, you can't write them off. You can't write off someone who is used to winning. And the thing is, she was genuinely suffering from injuries. I heard Mari Jose Talu, I think in an interview, said that Elaine did not look good in 2017. Like she was vomiting prior to the race. Like she was not in good shape. So for persons to say that she came in 2017 and choked, that was very unfair.
And it is how the fans are when it comes down
I
to track
know,
and field still, Akil.
I know that is what
We
I'm
might
saying.
not agree, but you see, Jamaicans and sports fans worldwide, I think they have this knack for winners. And if you're not winning, they're not in your corner. You know? Probably one person might share that is a Safa. He has done well for himself. People really love him, but they will bash him when they need to. You know what I mean? So yeah, people like winners. Brain drain, big up yourself, brain drain. Yeah, continue, Akil.
Yes, Akim, you're making a list of female athletes to look out for, and I think you made mention to Dina Asher
Oh,
Smith.
he
Oh, uh-huh.
apparently he left. Probably having some difficulties.
Okay. Well, I think I can maybe add to that list as now. I think we should be looking out for Kambunji. That I find that
Yes.
a lot of people not really paying too much attention to her, but it
Mm-hmm.
seems like she's trying to step up her game, and
Yeah,
it's
man.
working for her.
Interesting. That's a good name that you called there. I think. I mean, persons will say though, don't let the 60 meter fool you, and then others will say, she won a global title. Does she have the pedigree to do so? A lot of things will come out of that. But for me, again, you can't rule out any of your competitors. And like you said,
No,
Kambuji is one of them that, yeah, all the other ladies have to look out for. They have
yeah,
to.
like the guy who won last the 100 in Tokyo. I didn't think much people had much focus on him, and he won.
That's
So this is what
Jacobs.
happens. Yes, this is what happens sometimes, that we're
Mm-hmm.
not really looking for that person to make that.
Yeah, but that's how sports is, my opinion. Because when you
Uh,
look at it, if you're not doing anything throughout the season, nobody's gonna be talking about you. You understand?
true,
So
true,
they're gonna talk based on what you are doing. That's how the pundits talk. That's how the analysts get their information based on what you do throughout the season. So once you're not doing anything, I mean, they're gonna relegate you. They might bring up a name depending on the caliber athlete you would have been in the past. So
right?
it is important that the that be taken into consideration. But the dark horses have always been mentioned, and because she's a world champion in terms of the 60 meter, I doubt anybody will rule out Kambushi.
Yes, and I think that as you say, that should form that should give some sort of like push to her in order to step her game up. Because sometimes this is what an athlete needs. Sometimes that one win
Mm-hmm. True,
that
true.
pushes them.
That
And
that is true as well.
what's your take on Gabby this time around?
Gabby Thomas, I think she's gonna be coming strong. I think she, if you notice, she has been running a lot of 100 meters and 200 meters. I think the 100 meters is for her speed over the 200 meters, and then the
Okay,
200 is for the endurance or the speed endurance. So she's working. It's just for us to see what she will pull off at the major championship. At the major championship. hmm Albert is saying that we should stop talking about Kambuji. The 60 meter is a close race. The 100 meter is not Kambuji. Isn't at the level of top athletes, and this is fact. If you're hoping for a 60-meter final repeat, then go sleep. PGV is saying Kambuji neck is too stiff, so she's not relaxed enough.
okay.
Barrymore, big up yourself, Barrymore. How do you know she's not at the level this year? Best to keep quiet and observe. I will say the same thing to Joel.
And I agree as well because
You can't.
you
You see,
never
once
know.
these are professional top athletes, you can't rule them out. Doesn't matter
But
if you like or you don't
if you
like. You
notice
can't rule
too,
them out.
even though sorry, if you notice too, even though she has been winning any medal in the 100, but then she has always been one of the tops. She would always make it to the finals. She's always win her heats, or she's always come through the heats.
hmm
And when you find out that an athlete always make it to the final run, I mean it speaks volume to them, to their potentiality to race. That's what I believe, and
Yeah,
she is
that's
consistent with that.
somebody saying that Kambuji doesn't have a neck. Hey, these people are easy.
I mean, everybody has not everybody had the same body structure and everything, but then look at Shelly-Ann. She's short, but she's good.
hmm
You know what I mean? So everybody have their thing about them, and whatever they have, they use it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Kambuji could PB, but to even place top four in Eugene is gonna be 10-7 bounded, and she's not clocking that.
Okay, that's I can agree to a certain extent, but then as the what's his name, Akeem, that was
hmm
on earlier, he mentioned that with Talu, she never really expected. So sometimes what the person really need is the drive. So even if the person is not clocking at a certain time, we can only know when they go out there and do what they have to do.
hmm
Even Elaine herself, when she did the when she got close to the record, Flojo's record,
hmm
she was so flabbergasted. She didn't realize how fast she was running. So it's not really. It's just that, as people may say, it's the day, the mood you're in. You're ready. The track, and once everything is at the right condition, anything can happen.
Yeah, true. Anything is possible, but sometimes you know what it is. It is what it is when it comes on to certain of these things, you know?
Right.
All right, I think we're gonna put a lid on it on
Okay.
tonight's show. We're just gonna go through a few more of the comments
All right.
and see if we can, close it off. Um Kambuji could PB, but to even place top four in Eugene. Oh, I read that already. If you go from 10-9 to 10-6, then you are doping. End of discussion. Okay. Kambuji Kambuji might go 10-8 low at best this year on that fast using track. If Tiana Daniels can do it, so can Kambuji. Nobody knows what time it will take to win in Eugene. Things are unpredictable. Best to keep quiet and observe. All right, Joel. 10-8 is very more realistic for Kambuji than 10-6 because the winner will run sub 10-7. Let's make no mistake about that. That could be said about all track and field commentary, but let's be realistic. Yep, Kambuji is a solid athlete. Talu has more chance to win than Kambuji. Kambuji have technical issues to sort out. She can PB for sure, but 10-6, 10-7s will not happen if she doesn't sort out those technical things. I hope Barry87, you're the same one who speaks about technical things, and it's the same thing you could say about Christine. All right, thank you very much. My opinion
Oh,
for stopping by. Big up to uh Akil Henry as well for coming on. Respect our manners. It was a very good discussion, honestly. Calm, cool, and collective. Really appreciate it. And that's what we do over here on the coaches desk. We try to keep it at a particular, you know, high echelon on the intellectual side. You know what I mean? So big up to the persons in the comment section. Thanks again. If you like the video, appreciate it. If you subscribe to the channel through this video, I also appreciate it. Until next time, people, stay
all right.
safe. Peace out. Gonna be getting a little style and flavor.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.